High tech, they rise, no stress. Money boy on the beat.
I see numbers on my screen. Green candles make me lean. My people, them, they win. High tech, they flow like stream. Enough we go down. Now only we know. All my people gather round. Make we show them how we grow. High tech, that juju money.
Juju money.
Price, they rise infinitely. My God, dash us this blessing.
These blessings,
Digital money, no go rest. Oh.
no rest.
One, two, one, two, three. Okay, everything should be fine. Let's check for sure if we have sound, but we should have. Okay, do we have mic? I was checking the mic, of course, for those that were opening their eyes wide right now. What the hell this guy is talking about? So yeah, so my name is Hightech, of course. Let me introduce myself. My name is Hightech. I'm the creator of the Hightech meme coin. Here is the mint address. This is not for tips, so just don't get confused. This is not for tips. This is the mint address of my meme coin, issued on Solana. 100% revolutionary approach to meme coins. I'll be talking about it later, of course, in this live stream, among my commentary about, alongside my commentary about what is going on in the cryptocurrency market, right? Because I've been in this game for 11 years and apparently I know one thing or two. So yeah, let's start. That's the meat and potatoes of these live streams, talking about what's going on in the crypto market. So yeah, yesterday I was telling you guys, nothing to worry about. S&P was already giving us a tokenized S&P, was already giving us early signs of what to expect, right? SPY actually, SPY, right? Because Saturday and Sunday was trading green on SPYX, which is tokenized version of SPY, tokenized on Solana, for those that do not know it. And that was a very important preliminary info for, to know what is awaiting for us on Monday. So today, right? Today is Monday. I just checked to make sure. Indeed, it is. So yeah, we opened much higher, and on top of that, we are recovering at quite nice pace. So apparently, the whole drama caused by Trump on Friday is over, and people just, came back to their everyday duties and chores and so on, and apparently are not worried about. They probably digested it somehow, even if some people are still very, let's say, afraid of what was said on Friday. That discussion between Medvedev and Trump about the nukes and stuff. Probably most of people just assimilated it already, translated it somehow, to themselves, and that's why the fear is over. The fear is over, and I literally said in my previous live streams that the odds behind this correction unfolding into something much greater right now are very low, because there is no profitability in it. Markets, they always move the way where money lays, and money right now is definitely not laying on the crash side of global finance. Not now, not yet. That moment will come, of course. I keep repeating it to you guys. It's going to be highly likely in November, not before. September, October should remain good, and then sometime probably mid-November, among those lines, among that time, we will see crashes, right? Crashes here and there on S&P, in the crypto market too, highly likely. At least, even if crypto market will hold better, then some correction happens anyway. So yeah, let's take a look at Bitcoin itself on greater time frames. Let's see how it looks, because 15 minutes is not telling us much. And yeah, so this is second day of recovery. Yesterday 1D has closed higher than the high of preceding candle on the daily. That's good. That means something, maybe not too much, but you know, if you really want, you can try to elevate it a little bit to some significance, let's say. And yeah, I think this is just the beginning of something greater, something larger, right? Let me see if am I actually visible on X? Yes, I am. Okay, allow me to open this live stream on X so I can see the chat. If anybody is writing something in the chat. Okay, now I will see it. So of course I highly encourage you guys to share my my content whenever you consume it. If you consume it on YouTube, just share my YouTube. If you share it on X, share my X, and so on. On Kik, share my Kik. So yeah, the daily so far is trying to tell us a story in which there is still some things to overcome in the near future, because like for example, if you want to go with classical technical analysis, then this one of course should pose some resistance. This level should pose some resistance, so we may have a little bit of a bounce of it, and then we can finally break it through. That's very probable. So if you want to paint it this way, then yeah, this week we should see much more green than we have seen last 3 days, let's say. But there will be a little bit of wavy moves, right? So it's not going to be straight up, probably. I mean, it can be that way. It always can. It always can go even other way around, but it's just unlikely. It's just unlikely that the bad, let's say, scenario will fulfill. Mostly what we should expect is, let's say, a standard modus operandi of financial markets, which is never in a straight line, never under 45 degrees angle. There is always some choppy price action, you know, just to shake out, just not to make people overly complacent, overly comfortable, just so the bull, as I tend to say, can remain light, right? Bulls hate to be ridden. I repeat it every single live stream. Whenever they realize someone is trying to mount them, they will try to shake that somebody off. So that is why we have this this volatility in between before we get to a level that I mean, to those levels that, you know, are exciting, are already exciting, right? There must be enough of people standing on sidelines thinking that the train left, the train already left. I'm not going to jump on it because it's just about to roll over. And when the majority thinks that, it means there is still a long way to go. At some point, of course, all of them capitulate. They decide to completely ignore their, you know, sane thinking from a while ago. And instead of waiting for a correction, then they just jump, they just jump on it when it's at full speed, which is of course not the best idea to do. And that's why they crash. Of course, they crash. They get involved just before corrections, and they suffer, right? But that's the way it must be. If it's not like this, there is no money to make here. Yeah. Now allow me to do one thing, because it's something I used to do some time ago, but then I forgot. Allow me to share this live stream on couple of posts here. Capo is calling for 60k BTC. Okay, so it's not going to happen, of course. Okay, let's talk about it here. Here, feel invited. Feel invited, guys. All right, what else? So $168. Where is Sol? I don't know why. Maybe it's because I'm super sleepy right now. I don't know. That's another, subject for another topic, for another live stream. Almost always before I start live streaming, I feel so sleepy. It's stupid. 167. Okay, so he's just telling us current price, and that's it. How big following he has? Quite big. Again, I pressed enter. I don't know why I keep pressing enter, to be honest. Enter does nothing on X. All right, so yeah. I shared it under 2 posts, hopefully. Now okay. I don't know what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing right now. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to charts. So the duties are the charts are behind BTCD. Let's take a look at this one. What this one is doing. Yeah, so it's breaking down. Yes, we are back below 61.87. That's what I wanted to see. That's what I want to see. So now it starts to look like a failed. I don't know what the hell this one is doing. Of a bear flag, right? Of a hockey stick. So this should be, of course, a harbinger of further decline. And let's take a look where is technical target of it. Like more or less, of course. More or less. Don't treat it literally. Let's be conservative. Okay, let's do it like that. 58%. Cool. What if you want to be a little bit more extravagant? 56.7. All right. With 58, I'm already good. 58 from here, it should give us quite few dozens of percent moves on altcoins. In some cases, even over 100%. So since I trade on over 200, well over 200 coins on Binance, so that means many of those will give me doubles. So that's what I'm after. That's what I'm for. Like it's believable, and hopefully nothing will spoil the fun. Of course, Bitcoin Maxis, they are on the opposite side of the team. They hope it will come back to, I don't know, 9. Someone telling you such things, I think you should stop. You're wasting your time. You're literally listening to somebody stupid, because this is free market capitalism. Ask, I don't know, ChatGPT or Grok, considering give it a question, considering that Bitcoin and crypto function in dominance. Go and ask, and let's see what artificial intelligence tells you. It's not going to be a good news if you are. Yeah, let's take a look at others. Others is recovering too. How it looks on the weekly? Yeah, so last weekly, of course, has closed in because you have higher highs and so far higher lows. So that's good. That's good. In my opinion, this here should start to accelerate as I was showing it yesterday. And we definitely will take out this high here. I think you should not doubt it that we are going to take it out. Yeah. Let me erase this one here. This one I will leave it maybe. Yeah, I will leave it for my Polish live stream because I will be doing it later on in a few hours, couple of hours actually. And this one, yeah, this one could have looked better, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So far, at least on the daily, it's looking optimistic. The weekly, yeah. The weekly, I mean, it's first day, right? It's first day. Don't judge the book by its cover because right now we are literally looking at the cover. Maybe we have opened it, and we just read first page, and that's it. That is where we go into this week. Okay, let's take a look how traditional market is looking on larger time frames. It's actually looking pretty good. Even on normal candles, it's looking pretty good. And on Heikin Ashi daily a little bit drastic, slightly. And weekly probably totally. Okay, weekly has opened in red, but it's a very young candle. So red could serve us as a warning sign if it closes like this. If it closes like this, which I do not think it will. But if it does, then it could pose a danger to this very long series of weekly candles. I mean, we definitely. I mean, or maybe we'll just get a reset. Maybe we'll just get a reset because this has been a very long series of green candles. Let me take a look. So this has been 16 bars. Oh my god, 16 weeks on Heikin Ashi in green. So that's very long. When last time we had a streak like this? Was this 16? 13, you see? I think it's a little bit difficult to find 16 in recent history. Yeah, statistically speaking, it is possible that this red weekly, that's another possibility, or this one closes in green. But now when I think about it, and you know, guys, I always try to be as honest with you as possible. Now when I think about it, since it's such a long series, S&P may go just sideways here, and that would mean a little bit of a pause for Bitcoin too. So again, I just depicted here makes a perfect sense that we will go up just a little bit, of course, because this is all a very tight range. Then have a retest and then go and overtake it. Makes sense. Makes sense. Hopefully, altcoins show some teeth this week. I'm not entirely sure if we get it. Because of how Bitcoin looks, because of how S&P looks on the weekly. But we should not neglect it, right? We should not neglect the possibility it will perform very nicely. Very well, we can have a recovery in this fashion, this type of recovery here on the weekly. That would not surprise me at all. Generally speaking, just don't bet on big corrections, just not yet. This is not the time. The correction that we have seen in the altcoin space, I mean, last week was not really, on average, of course, was not really that big, right? As you see, I have erased it because it's distracting me a little bit. So yeah, I will not keep it for my next live stream in Polish. I will just draw it again. So yeah, even though it's very easy to get that impression, I'm doing my best to convince you not to commit a very stupid mistake of betting on this thing going, I don't know, breaking from here and just totally collapsing. That will not happen with a great degree of certainty. Yeah. I've been receiving some notifications. I think it was on X. Was it on X? Yeah, I think so. What is it? Just people liking my posts. Okay. If you guys have any questions, naturally, write me in the live chat. I'll try to respond. If you watch me on X, on Rumble, or on YouTube, I should see it here in the live chat. So give it a try. Tell me hi. Say hi, and that's it. That will be enough. All right. USDTD, let's say. Let's take a look. So yeah, here the weekly close is much more optimistic because we rebounded off 4.6, and now we have opened in the red, as you see, this weekly. So far so good. A good beginning. Let's hope it stays this way. If this weekly engulfs prior one, then we'll get that sharp recovery on altcoins, I imagine. By the way, let's take a look how altcoins are doing on crypto bubbles. Magic is doing fairly well. As you see, it's very green, definitely very green today. Kernel, Magic, I have a trade on Magic. I had a trade on Kernel, but it has closed. I think it closed in a decent profit, but I'm not entirely sure. Enter here. So this one is plus 30%. So not that bad. Not that bad. Hopefully it gives me a double this week. I think it is very possible. I know last week completely did not satisfy my expectations. It was a miss on my side. Well, it happens. So it will be like from here. It definitely has a room to go. That one I do not hesitate to say. There's been a very nice series of pumps and then dumps. Coins like that are very easy to trade. Very nice to trade. It was a 100%er here. So I definitely caught it. If weekly candles look like, yeah, the 300. So yeah, 100% I caught it. Maybe even two doubles. So let's take a look at Kernel. I used to have it in position. This one I have on USDC, I think. I know now at percent. Okay. Okay, so I got confused. It gave me a double already. Okay, so this one gave me a double already. Later came down, and now it's recovering. So is trying to get back on the track to a second double. So yeah, can't complain. Can't complain, but yeah, definitely took a breather here, a longer breather. So yeah, let's take a look at liquidation levels. Twenty-four hours. Only this one interests me. $69 million on Ethereum, 40 on Bitcoin. Very very low. Mostly shorts liquidated. Yes. Majority. Wow. On Bitcoin is 35 millions to only 4 millions. Almost 5. So that's a huge disproportion in 24 hours. But this is a very low. This is a very low number, to be honest, of liquidations. Very very low. Anything below 100 million on Bitcoin nowadays, consider it low. Yeah, let's take a look at Ethereum. What Ethereum is doing. Because Ethereum is that coin, that one coin that still is believed to front run the altcoin market. Okay, let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, the daily is looking good, eh? It's looking much better than Bitcoin, surprisingly, much better. But maybe it's due to it looking much worse than Bitcoin just yesterday, or just 2 days ago. So yeah, like I said, don't fade it. Don't fade it. You know, I'm not the biggest fan. I'm not a fan of Ethereum. I'm not a fan at all. The biggest fan. I'm not a fan at all because it's crap. But still, I believe it will make new all-time highs, and probably sometime soon I will get back to a trade in Ethereum, because I used to have a trade on Ethereum and I was showing it to you. Yeah, so it exited here. It gave me plus 40, almost 47% in profits, so nothing to complain about. But you know, considering what the price action is doing right now on this asset, entry should be expected anytime soon. Re-entry rather. Re-entry should be expected anytime soon. Yeah. Okay, let's go over to X maybe. Let's take a look what stories are happening there. But before we go there, allow me to remind you about my meme coin. As I said in the intro, this is a revolutionary approach to meme coins. Why? Because this one has attached one influencer to it permanently in form of myself, and because this is the only project I recommend, the only project I promote on all of my social media. Understand it as my stock, a little bit as my stock. It translates more or less to something like that, indirectly, of course. And let's say my success will be measured in performance. Data correction in between. It went up to over $300 at some point. Later it corrected. I think right now this is a very good opportunity to get yourself a little bit of it, at least a little bit of it, because this is still the very early days of it. So yeah, the link to it you will find it in the description section of this live stream if you watch it on Rumble, or on the next form there in my bio. And you can paste it into your DEX, Solana DEX of choice, and my meme coin will pop up. Let's take a look what we are having here. If ETH is digital oil, what does that make me? SBET. I don't know what the hell is SBET, to be honest. Sharplink Gaming. Let me check it. It's SBET is only on KSEX or KEX. I don't know how to read it. Sharplink Gaming. Okay. was the following of it. 35K. Okay, not that small. Me myself, I have 411, so I'm not going to criticize somebody who has 35K. But okay, for 410 now. Okay, 11. But I gained 100 in last 4 days, right? 100 new followers in last 4 days. You probably those that of replies, commenting. Don't treat it too seriously because I do it with intent of provoking a little bit. Maybe starting some small drama just so my X becomes much more visible. It becomes it gets the promotion from X side and X's algorithms. So yeah, stick with me, bear with me, and have fun. Just have that awareness. Have that awareness. I'm pulling legs, right? I'm just teasing with people. I'm very unserious in whatever I write in replies or something. Is with intent of starting some sort of a drama. I'm making a lot of jokes. I think it's quite entertaining. Me myself, I'm having a blast, to be honest. I'm having a total blast, and people sometimes take it very seriously. That makes me laugh even harder. But until I get the following, I think I should have. It will stay that way because otherwise I have to wait long years before my profile grows to something noticeable in this space. So unfortunately, that's the only way you can stick out. You can, let's say, be visible. Coming back, we are going so much higher. Nah, sooner or later it will come. Do not doubt it. Right now it's easy to tell him because he has a lot of reserves, he has a lot of investors, he knows what was down, was in the pipeline, but he will not be able to keep that ongoing forever. Frank, STHSOPR, simple but powerful BTC. STHSOPR, I have no idea what that is. The chance of buying sub happened for just the second time in the last 3 months. Okay. Yeah, so we will be rebounding according to this one. Tariffs when the world ended. This is a good one. When the world ended, Iron fears of WW3 last few days. Yeah. So again tariffs and nukes this time. Interesting. I don't know what this one measures specifically. Maybe if I know the details, I don't like it. I don't know, but here it looks interesting. Popeye, BTC, 1 hourly, me like this for August. Not a prediction, just an easy to trace scenario. Okay. No, not really. Too deep because he's expecting that. Yeah, we will pull back just like I expect. We will have a little bit of a pullback, and then we will continue to ascend, but then we will have a sharper decline than we already had. I think it's unlikely. I think that one is unlikely. I think we'll have this first rebound, then we will go to where he marked the top and higher from here. We will not have this big correction. But of course, naturally, I could be wrong. So don't bet on it because remember, I do not trade myself. I trade with my systems. I have my own systems that manage my portfolio. And here I only speculate, very loosely speculate, and share with you what I think I see happening in the charts. But very well I could be totally wrong on approach I take. Denk, cheeky little long on BTC. Recline monthly open next target is 120.3. Yeah, possible. I mean, first level of resistance is lower than that, but yeah, maybe. Jesse Cohen. Now this is about Tesla, so let's skip it. Kyle just said Bitcoin dipped to 112K in a third straight Friday flash. 1 billion, that was 4 hours ago, right? 1 billion in longs liquidated as weak jobs data and fresh tariffs rattled markets. So yeah, I forgot actually. I forgot there was also that jobs data reports about the job market aside from tariffs. Sol and ETH saw steep drops with ETF outflows adding weight. But here is the signal. BTC closed July at its highest monthly level ever. Yeah, what I've been pointing out, zoom out if you don't really know what's going on. Switch off the wicks, look at candle bodies. That should give you a somewhat reliable idea, reliable outlook. LTC ratio breaking out inverse DNB pattern playing out. Okay, yeah. What interval is this one? What candles? On the daily. All right. This is Litecoin against Bitcoin on Bitfinex. I don't trade Litecoin because there are much better coins to trade rather than Litecoin. My systems definitely maintain profitability on Litecoin, but it's just not volatile enough. Most of the time it does nothing, really nothing, and then when it does, it's very occasionally, very, very occasionally. Doc, I'm calm AF. I don't know what the hell is he talking about. So he's not worried about Bitcoin. That's how I understand it. Okay. Wall Street cheat sheet never lies. Everyone is shouting about the top, but BTC dominance says otherwise. Alts parabolic rally loading 50%. BTC dominance, we are here. Yeah, I agree. Rect Fencer, I agree with him. I agree. Bitcoin dominance must come down by a lot. And I think it will go much lower than it is depicted here. I think it will go to like 30%, maybe even lower. So we'll see. We'll see who's right. Am I right with my extreme claim of 30% of Bitcoin dominance, or Bitcoin maxis are right with their extreme claim of Bitcoin going up to 95%? I think I have it much easier than them, but they do not realize it. Cardano allocated $71 million for network upgrade. The Cardano community voted to allocate 96 million ADA to its core devs for a 12 months roadmap focused on scalability, dev tools, and interoperability. Not everyone's thrilled. Transparency and cost concerns were raised. And only arf.arf, that's how I read it, only.arf, asks, core devs, it's a slush fund withdrawal with no clear timelines for delivery. Charles has run out of cash, that's all. Yeah, that's possible. That's possible. Charles Hoskinson is definitely guilty of many things he said that were totally not true. So it could be the case this time too, this time as well. Calby Menger, retail never changes. Bitcoin. $110,000 Bitcoin. Nobody's interested. 250,000 Bitcoin. Everyone wants to get one. React Capital. After completely filling the daily CME gap, Bitcoin will now try to exit this gap in an effort to reclaim the recent levels above. It all starts with a reclaim of 116K, which is the top of the recently filled daily CME gap. Okay, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense. It's good we have filled it up because some people speculate on refilling them on the daily basis. So once we have it checked, we can forget about it, right? Once ETH allocations are set over the next 12 months, it's going to be very difficult to change ETH distribution in the future. The amount of ETH we can accumulate now is probably going to be the amount of ETH we are ever going to get. Generational wealth is being created right now. I don't know what the hell is he talking about. Once ETH allocations are set over the next 12 months, what ETH allocations? What is he talking about? Maybe he thinks about the absorption from institutional side of investors, that they are accumulating so much it will have to move, and ETH will get out of the reach of an average person. That's why we have little time left. ETH, as I said, ETH will definitely make new all-time high, but then it will definitely crash and probably will start fading with time. Probably it will just slowly disappear from the scene, become irrelevant. Next cycle, if I think could reach that stage of irrelevancy. To be honest, I think it is possible. I think it's very well possible. Yeah. So allow me to leave you with that statement, so you can think about it. If you have any ETH holding, how to strategize it for the next 365 days, or who knows, maybe even longer. Because I speculate the bull market will last into deep 2026 with possibility of extension to until the end of 2026. So yeah, a lot of time to have it all figured out with how you want to strategize it. So yeah, so share, like, and subscribe. Consider, in the meantime, it keeps pushing up. That's cool. Consider getting yourself a little bit of high tech while it's still so cheap. And other than that, guys, I see you sometime soon. Cheers.